Mwanchu morigereria ne mambie ndengi yanko gokwani nabo igokugenda kwana buna bwakire byari tukeriga lie 15 asomutenyo yego 12 mwaka w'echilfu ibere merongo ebere ne 5 omutenyo chakire tari omutenyo chakire bya kolende wiki ne Jumatatu ya chakire bya nabo iganogendera tukwegoki ne merobirio imensoko TV ko rwakete wikira boni nani ngokwarga ne sinsa chinga bune ikigo chakire bono gwika chinsa isano na muchi abono mubaso asoko chikumorekera amangana ao aliagendera tukokorekana yakorekanira na yara chikokorekana chinse muchonsi kurwe chiseme togende wabo chenu nabo igotogede ase ensemo nyone na ase chipara cheita mangonya korekana ase chinga bune ikiga na mono ase emeyega engaki yiga emeyega yiga Yesu kukweme basikonere konya korekana ao engaki eria bune soko TV to kuboria onyare gokwerenda nabo igabantera babaito munyare koira ngora elio gokurwesa bali kurwenseme ya muguchi ase yenda no kogenda ngora no mwerio ntunyare gwika ase obwame mambia bono karibu tuchake ase obwamo bwati omurobirio yiga gwetera ase nkira yo mutandao bwekerero Facebook nabo igo asensemo area ya YouTube en Soko TV tuchaka ase obwamo ereteriane Ishmael Mogere. Asomu chakana hemambia bano mwanchumo ligereria familia eyemo ya Matia Richard Kebaso kureke nyoro kiarange nyemeye county ya Nyamira igokere no bororo obonene magega y'abantu batano gusire obugima bwabo kubatikana no mubasukano bwepara oyo okarekanete engakibare korwa ase county ya Kakamega nigo abayiga basiri tubugima egati ya batano batato nigo bari abana kwaya be kanisa ya SDA abo bari korwa ensemo ya Kakamega kakere mubasukano yega obanyorete ase para ya Kisumu nabo igo ase county yaito ya Kisii aya mase yemo tango tararigeria narariya familia yega ebwata abayiga basite gusiria abancu babo wetera so mubasukano wepara
Marieta angoro kwa irinike muntu iwa minyete Kakamega tugatwara omoroberi bw'enyangi tukararanga mbuya to nyare kwalika abaiboli baito yore Kebaso na Lea ono ekero enyangiri tukori enyangiri aikeriri ale gochikoma tare 14 ekene abaiboli bagake simi bagateba ngoche tori na ntori gocha ntutweka ngoche tori ne kwaya bagateba kimbia mano nande bagateba banta abange berure na abande batigaire inse tukabaligani tukabatebi karibu wane sabato maragoba bagachicha tukabaligani buya tukarara mambi tukaboka tukaende nyangi ibyo yarenge nyangi yane program ikagenderera buya tugaika chinsa kianda ekaba enyangi yarire erine beanda ekoirana ekena na watu wakolete togoika chinsa echio egari yare gocha kuboyi egari eyo egaika omari onje nkagenda ngabatige kanisa baganyete igari ono kato isaransete makamo mrominto gwakerwe simu ogatebi kubuna abantu no maeto mondo korokugana iga omondo korokujone Kebaso nae agatebi uyino mugakone nabona abantu aba bakoreki banyorera accident yembe abantu batano be familia ya basirete mugaka bwo mucyoyo no monginoye na mumuro mwabo halafu na mukamo mumuro mwabo no muigu gocho mucyoyo nasirete boyere ikonge ase kanisa yeto yarangenyo bone tusirete abantu nane babete bagusira lakini asachari yabete abantu basirete 11 abande mbare nyagitari bano gusaba gwitonka ringa gaki abantu baminto tusabire bari bare nyagitari nyasako rugwanza kwaye bagwene nande bano musigo yo no manene gaki serikali asomore mutobwatesie tonyare kwenya abantu aba bamito basirire anyare ko babagutimuka nande tigatwegene ngakara musiba kano yo bete nyasaye no arenge bana nande nyasaye nagendere gutobwatesie singa kyechi cyo bakongo
Nelson
ate masira basirire jikaseri cyane ono to kwere bagere gatanga abantu bakonje gali para cintereba ci bagere ngakia yabire Christmas ande kwira bataba nyono wacha kwese cintereba jire cigali ngora mo wasukara wasroke aya nditora ya kono ngiringa serikali tukwazi sikoto konyo musibo yo beirega cyaro bero mutongura abantu be familia mva
gotigana na ikuru ase county ya Nyamira magega yoyo kabere omubunge Olugari Cyrus Jirongo gotimoka committee ekobango muyiga bwa matanga yege koragwa na Fred Gumo nigo baerero buna matanga inigara chikuba tariki 30 chinga tariki 15 omubero oyo rachikori ngorigwa erikumanya ekikeirerete ogwo kwaye ngaki arikurwa ase ensemo ya Karen gochia ensemo ya Gegere magega yogo tukaga kwete ase epara ya Nairobi gochia ensemo epara ya Nairobi Naivasha ekerukeri bona babolire gose committee ya bolira abanyanyimbo kokoroko tuki erikomanye kikererete ogokwa kwaye aya mase ya moti gango turalireria naraliaya agenderete kurwa sensemo iyende kubanga omoyiga bwa matanga anyagusira Cyrus Jirongo
that we must say, and that's why the family and all relatives are concerned is the investigation. We are asking the investigation officers to do everything possible and tell us what really happened, because Mheshimiwa Jirongo was left Karen at around 11:30 going home, which is here, and he was found dead in Naivasha, traveling from Naivasha side to Nairobi, driving alone. So when he made this accident, he was now coming to Nairobi instead. So we don't know what they are going to do in Naivasha, and we are just asking the government. It's only the government that can find out. There are cameras these days all over. They must have seen this car. I mean, they must have detected this car as it left Karen, going towards Naivasha, and when it turned, coming this way. So that's what the family is very concerned about. They just want to know what really happened, because there was nobody else. He was the only one. He was alone in the car. That's all that the family is asking. And we also, as friends and the chairman and the committee. Thank you.
The session we've just finished now was to set up a committee that will run the show, will make arrangements for the funeral. What has come out from the session we've had, with the consultation with the family, we have agreed, number one, on the burial date, which has been set tentatively for 30th of December 2025. Number two, as you know very well, Mheshimiwa had many homes, so questions were being asked as to which home he will be buried. I think the family has agreed that Mheshimiwa will be buried in his Dumaganda home next to his father and mother's grave. The committee that has been set is chaired by our elder, Mheshimiwa Fred Gumo, who is going to be chairing the committee. And as we retreat to have the committee meeting, we will select other people to play other roles in that committee. We will certainly need a secretary, although we have joint secretaries. Mheshimiwa's friend Nyongesa and Kwamchesi are going to be joint secretaries to the committee, but we will elect other people for other positions, vice chair and so forth. Now, as you know very well, the body is still lying at the Lee Funeral Home. Yesterday when we checked in the body, because a few people had an opportunity to view, but the body had to be sealed. This was instructions from the government, the investigating agencies, that nobody can view the body and they cannot embalm the body until they are done with their investigations. There's a forensic investigation going on, and the officer leading the investigation, I spoke to him this morning, and he told me that they anticipate to be done with this exercise by tomorrow. So we should have a post-mortem maybe tomorrow or the day after, in consultation with the family. And then now the rest of the people who want to view the body, the committee will make arrangements with the Lee Funeral Home as to when people can visit the home before the 30th to view the body.
Arenayo habwatikaine na matangaye nyagusira Cyrus Jirongo asense mwendomo waziri bwa bokorere imeyense umanyikene bana Geoffrey Ruko ase ensemeri yogusira serikali nigatebire na bari bari me serikali nigo baguchikutigara kobera aroro erikwene kyo bokorere guchiase omwananchi enkwane yaye nigo yachire bunenchira ya muyo kumweranira omurayi bwe kiama kya DCP Rigathi Gachagua asiboigo abolire kubwaterana nobomo asorogongo rwa Mount Kenya.
Na mtu asije kutuambia ati yeye ndiye kingpin wa mlima. Si ndio alikuwa anasema kura ya mbele ni yake? Watu wa mbele walimwambia mchana. Walimwambia peupe. No. Kwenda kabisa. Si ndio hiyo? We must reparate ourselves as a people of Mount Kenya East. And the time of reparating ourselves is now. Is now. Because Rigiji, he has organized a trade against a government which is helping us ati tumufuate. Hatutaitikia. Mwana mbegu hii? Tuko na serikali na tuko na rais ambao anatusikiza. Kama wewe Rigiji na watu yako mnataka ukaa nje ya serikali, mkae nje ya serikali. Lakini sisi watu wa Meru, wa Embu, wa Tharaka Nithi, tutakaa ndani ya hii serikali na tutakaa ndani ya serikali ambayo inakuja. Mwana mbegu hii? It can't be at the serikali imeharibika when we have a deputy president who is at Peter way to presidency. Our neighbor from Tharaka. Sasa hii ndio serikali imeharibika. We supported Kenyatta 1. We supported Kibaki. We supported Kenyatta 2. Na tu complain. Na wakati tuko na mmoja wetu, our neighbor, our brother, our son, who 2032 tutasukuma yeye akuwe rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, ndio watu wengine na hapa wanatuambia ati tutoke ndani ya serikali, serikali ni mbaya, William Ruto ni mbaya. Tunawaambia hata kama ni mlima, tutaikata mara mbili. Tupate title yetu ya Mount Kenya East na wao wakae na title yao ya Mount Kenya West. Mnanielewa? Yes. It can't be. Mimi nilikuwa mtoto nilikuwa tunasoma Biblia ya Kikuyu. Mimi sio Mkikuyu. Mimi nilikuwa mtoto nilikuwa nafundishwa mother tongue ya Kikuyu. Mimi sio Mkikuyu. Those are historical injustices ambazo zimefanyiwa watu ya Meru, watu ya Embu, watu ya Tharaka Nithi na wa Kikuyu. I will say that mchana peupe. Mnanielewa jamani?
We have a deputy president who is a member of our region with our professor Idure Kitiki ambaye tunamwambia yeye ni fire. Ni fire si fire.
Arenayo watikini n'oburayi bwa Mount Kenya omo Commission Parliamentary Service Commission Johnson Mudama nigarure ukubolya kugwetanga kuru asoburayi na siasa chobogesaku asekeria abolire abarayi bonsi imensi ya Kenya kubwaterana na kwenekina nkurubaro bokorere guchiasa omwananchi ogochora konde wensi gutayo.
Wale wataamua na sio Wakamba peke yao. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka kutoka leo, wewe ukisimama unasema mimi Dennis nataka kuwa senator wa Kwale. Watoto wote wa Kwale na kina mama wakiwa kabila gani, dini gani, sijali, nitawatumikia kama mtoto wa Kwale. Lakini unaambiwa hapa ati wende, hakuna mbunge za senate ina kiti ya Mkamba, hakuna. Tunaelewana? Mimi nilikuwa senator wa kwanza. Ile nilikalia ijaandikwa Mkamba wa Machakos. Viti pale ni ya senators elected by Kenyans. Wabunge elected by Kenyans. Achani akiingia akisimama akipita amepita kwa juu na kwa ajili ya Wakwale wote. Hata sungura aliyeko hapa anastahili kumchunga. Hata nyoka akiwa hapa amchunge. Kwa hivyo hiyo toa kabisa, na ukisimama wachana maneno ya ati Mugambe sikuweza kukosa kura. Acha hiyo maneno kabisa. Kuwa mtetesi wa wananchi wa Kenya. Na mimi hata mimi sitakusaidia kama unataka kuwa senator na usimamie hapo. I have no business to do with you. Lakini ukiniambia unaingia useneta ukiangalia kuwa rais wa Kenya sio wa Wakamba, I will die with you. Tutakufa na wewe. Sisi wa Kenya hapa tumeshindwa kabisa na kuungana na jambo la ukabila. Mimi ni hii, sisi ni hii, sisi ni hii. Huyu mtu anasema ati ana watu wake kutoka Mlima Kenya. Look at Mudhama carefully, look at me, eye to eye. Na kuahidi leo, huyo bwana hata akibaki peke yake hawezi kuchaguliwa rais wa Kenya. Ona ambiti higa koma na nake wewe ajiwe nyunga naye tiyu mwenda. Fizi hawezi kumpigia kura. Na mimi naomba kabisa usiku na mchana Mungu atupatie rais ambaye anaunganisha Kenya. Ruto hata kama ana ukabila ndani hajaonyesha. Akifika hapa anaongea habari ya Kenya. Alikuwa Ukambani anaongea maneno ya Kenya. Alikuwa Ujaluoni anaongea maneno ya Kenya. Sasa nani hao wengine wanataka Reverend Mwasi, sisi tuna shida na ABC. Mayubo yangai. Tuna shida na Katoliki. Tuna shida na jeshi la wokovu. Sasa hii undini yetu tuanze hapa. Sisi ni wana AIC. Uko wapi? Hapa ni AIC na hatutaki mtu mwingine. Hii matanga ni AIC. Hatutaki nyinyi mmeliberate nje. Mkienda kwa matanga mnasema nani mwingine hapa ambaye anatoka kanisa lingine aje hapa aombe. Uhuru unaingia. Tunajihisi kwamba damu ya Yesu haikuja kwa ukabila, lakini imekuja kwa sababu ya kutuunganisha sisi kama Wakristo. Sasa ukianza Reverend Christine, ukianza mimi ni AIC tuboya tubingete metho mubea boya azaluketie azute yo dhaimwe unaikuwa Yesu anakuya mwe dhaimwe ndi ulikuwa na Yesu wapi akakwambia wenye kufunga macho ndio wataenda na wenye kufungua wataenda? Wewe fanya mema na hiyo ingine uachie Mungu. Kwa hivyo Dennis, careful, hata wale nyinyi mnataka viti ya MCA wachaneni hiyo maneno. Wanataka mtajaribu mpaka Yesu arudi mkeo wa Kamba. You never get that seat. I'm telling you, kubali maneno yangu, katae. Indi
gutigana ni kwani yo ya Johnson Muthama ase ensemo yendo mwanchumuriri ya emambie abono bune nchira yemo yo koenekia obochenu na boigo koenekina kole netore biribitwe tana ine omo waziri o Kenya National Chamber and Commerce and Industry ase county ya Nairobi nigaruro kubolia na boigo gusegeta abasaye nabangira banyare kwegwa amaigerio erigwetanga kurwa makong ao na mono ase aliyabwatikaine nebintu bitwe tana ine na boigo koleta monchererio ase chinsemo ao imeyense yaito ya Kenya nigaya kwanitaya ase egeikaro kemanyekaine buna national directors ekiyo korekana kira umwerio bwo mwaka aigaso muchoyo iga o Nairobi aya masayemo turanyorango enkwana na aliagendera tukurase umusangire kanoyo.
Our businesses have started locally. Now it is time not only for Kenyan entrepreneurs but also for Africa at large to look at business globally. So we are empowering our entrepreneurs, we are empowering our members to capacity build them to look at how can they compete globally. So that is a key focus for us in 2026 to ensure that we empower our entrepreneurs to grow globally.
When you come together with another entrepreneur, instead of suffering on your your own. As you're saying, the times can be tough and are considered to be tough, but I've found that when I talk with another entrepreneur, I'll get fresh ideas, I'll get fresh perspectives, and then you also realize that you're not going through this on your own, and together out of that you can spark new thinking so that you can pivot your business and go in a totally new direction.
Directors here know that times are changing. You have to diversify whatever you do, but also put your ears on the ground to know what's new, go with the flow, go with the times, but also provide a solution to a problem. We are directors because we identified a problem, decided to CEO over it, and now providing solutions for people.
Arenayo mwancho mulire kurwa se county ya Nairobi aya masemo baka se county ya Kiambu abwa somura iwense Dr. William Samuel Ruto araire omurobirio bwokorata ubwagachi bwechiro emanyekaine buna Kamwangi modern market ensemo ya Gatundo North ensemo ya Karure ase county eyega ya Kiambu asibo igarere ne serikali nichikweneki ubwagachi bwechiro mune nchira yemo yogukinya obwoncherori imense yaitu ya Kenya na bwo kweneki namugenderero alia arase chira chiri alire abakenya ngwikirani gwara senchira ere ya bene asokubwatira namo nabarayibande eya maseye mugwikase county ya Kiambu.
Kamwangi hamjambo. Bas mimi nimefika hapa leo kuangalia hii soko. Mnajua nilikuwa hapa 2022 wakati wa kutafutana na kura, si namna hiyo? Na kuna maneno tulikubaliana na nyinyi. Mliniambia hapa mnataka hii barabara kutoka Thika mpaka Magumo iwekwe lami mpya. Si mliniambia hivyo? Alafu mkaniambia pia na nikakubaliana na nyinyi tutawajengea soko. Si ni kweli? Sasa Waswahili wanasema ahadi ni nini? Na dawa ya deni? Sinikulipa tu, hakuna dawa ingine. Sasa sikizeni. Hii barabara tumetoa kutoka kule Thika imefika hapa, inaitwa Farigido ama inaitwa nini? Farigido. Sasa imefika hapo. Alafu contractor huyo amemalizia kazi yake hapo. Sasa sikizeni, mimi nimewatafutia contractor mwingine anaitwa Ihechang, ndiye atatoa hiyo barabara hapo Faragido iende mpaka ifike Magumo, na tayari ako na kandarasi. Januari tukifungua anakuja kuanza hiyo kazi, apeleke mpaka amalize. Nyinyi mnanielewa watu wa Kiambu? Tuendelee na kazi ama mnataka tuletewe fitina? Tuendelee. Sasa sikizeni. Unajua nimetangaza juzi ya kwamba tuko na mpango ya kutengeneza kilomita 28,000 ya barabara. Nimesema barabara ile ya reli kutoka Naivasha mahali Mheshimiwa Uhuru aliwachia, mimi sasa nasukuma iende Kisumu mpaka Malaba na inaanza Januari. Nimesema pipeline ile Moi alijenga akamalizia kule Eldoret, sasa nasukuma inaenda mpaka inapita Uganda iende mpaka DRC, na hiyo pia inaanza next year. Sasa nikasikia mtu mwingine hapo akasema ati hiyo maneno yote Ruto anasema haiwezekani. Sasa mimi nataka niwaulize watu wa Kiambu, si ndio? Si walisema masoko haiwezekani? Soko ndio hii ama si iko hapa? Si walisema affordable housing haiwezekani? Kiambu County leo tuko na manyumba tunajenga 17,000. Tumeweka pesa bilioni 40 Kiambu County alone, na hiyo manyumba inaendelea. Masoko ndio hii inaendelea, hostels inaendelea, barabara ndio hiyo nimewaambia. Lakini wale wanasema ati haiwezekani. Mimi nataka nikuulize wewe mtu ya Kiambu, ule ambaye anasema haiwezekani ni mtu amekuwa kiongozi Kenya miaka 50. Barabara ya kwenda kwake bado ni ya vumbi. Sasa wewe mtu ya Kiambu, kama unangojea ati kiongozi huyo ati akuja apange barabara ya kwenda kwako, yeye hajapata akili ya kujenga barabara ya kwenda kwake, atatoa wapi akili ya kupanga barabara ya kwenda kwako kama hana akili ya kupeleka barabara ya kwenda kwake?
Biamano mwanchu murigelia soko chora Soko TV oburuso bwomugusi gwikiragabwo ine nsemo entangani no tokoraikira magiga yogusiumeri chiduka kego ningirane na yanda mange nabo igonto chikoba no mugeni emambia ya bona stra chiko kwanera sumuntu werwege songo engana tokote bana public participation nabo igo asensemeri serikali chege nkagusi chi county cheito tobarane TV yago yene Soko TV oburuso bwomugusi.
Eye nen Soko TV uboroso bumugusi
tokurigereria lingana ligoteba
ensoko ya masisinia na Pastor Nixon Matara.
Cast tie burdens upon who? The Lord. Ekere toko mosemeria sai ekatonie chinchera chobo nyasaye no konyora kulenga kia bantu ba nyasaye okonene baura otebanga njena wenet kuno ikarasta ngwa wenet akipi oyesa ataku
yali tukrejwa mos chinsa isano na mwichamo baso gweka chinsa isano na ibere ichamo baso
baka oje great controversy ye esegi yenene ere bakase chingoko ekabase chiombe ekababakase ese yasi duwenya role kumetinga uwa
ime ya Soko TV
oje gusaba kubolinga kusaba kuligwa saba ditwa chikoro muruire bara byangwa chokanie. Mwanchu muligereri enen Soko TV egeta sena mbeyemo aseliro balia gusi aiga no mugusi yakwa iguribaga na konyarako baga gotegererwo ase chinse 24 asa matuko atanabera seiki. Mwanchu muligereri en Soko TV nechikobwata ase chi county cheito ibere chia gusi ekse county ya Nyamira na county ya Kisii ase njira yoboikeranu na nene mono ntonyarako batoko genda ase bali chinse mo chire isiko ya gusi sichinsemo bunaichia Nakuru. Mwanchu muligereri elitonyara kwa batoko wa omugusi ora sensemo ya Nakuru libaga elianyara kwa koigwewa na nemono ntonyara kwa batoko so asichinsemo Childoret no mugusi ora asichinsemo Childoret neranyara kwa koigwewa. Mwanchu muligereri ntonyara kwa batoko genda asibali barasa masamba bunachinsemo chia molo aliaso mugusi yale enuletie tonyara kwa batoko ireke gusi oro no mugusi anyara kwa koigwewa asenchera enkeranu chinsemo chia Mombasa ntonyara kwa batoko ikoro nelio mugusi nere anyara kwa gakoigwa asenchera enkeranu aiga omwanchu muligereria segeta seni Soko TV no gotuchi kwa bato gokora igekuru gyeito tonyara kwa bato gokora asenchera bwenerete mwanchu muligereri aiga ntokoreri bina nekera obwato muchando wasiririo yo mino mwanchu muligereri tonyara kwa bato gokorareria okorari kwa nyagosira asenchera bwenerete Soko TV oboroso bwomugusi.
ubugima n'urugendo rubwatamange amaya n'amabe umusakito Linet Nyambane niga ngaririe imena isiko ya gusi na gusanga nabaya eteire nabakuyaetera
nchekera na ibole twe unango tebiwa ndabona ibole tukinde buya ngakina kinde buya ekera na chiro ikemia kasta ngachaka gondifero po ngoira samagoro wani kamenya gutokanga na twaliroga wana wachagete
aya nime yo muroberio bw'umwenori kirari tukure Jumatano chinsabir chabutuko imeyan Soko TV oboroso bw'umugusi
omwancho mulire bwa Soko TV
ngetaseni gen Soko TV ibwatira senge yao
kokoretera amang'ana amaya
ayatabwati gwanchero ko rwonsi kurime yagusina isiko yagusi
to kubekera tene ni anyare ko bakawateka
atabwati gwanchirire bonda bwansi
korwa bunge ya Kitutu Chache South Meye County ya Kisii elietariane Caroline Mausa
korwe county ya Nyamira elietara Nyariki Steven Embonde
korwa county ya Kisii elietariane Wycliffe Orenge mera na inche Dominic Onderi Nyabuto ekera yago koreta amang'ana amaya ko ritukira Jumatatu bakari tukira Jumapili
tindi kongor ko petuel machin na nyora Etorobini ya Soko TV oboroso bomogusi
Omurigereria bwa Soko TV mbuya mono sana ase ogochora gotengera Soko TV oboroso bomogusi nigo guchikomerana na inche ritkore Juma chinsa 10 cha magoroba ase emeza ya mang'ana maya ekerongo chigukumanya ayagwateka koru chinsemo ao imeyense gendera gotengera Soko TV oboroso bomogusi erietariane Linet Nyambane
omwancho mulire bwa Soko TV
ngetaseni gen Soko TV ibwatira senge yao
kokoretera amang'ana amaya
ayatabwati gwanchero ko rwonsi kurime yagusina isiko yagusi
to kubekera tene ni anyare ko bakawateka
atabwati gwanchirire bonda bwansi
korwa bunge ya Kitutu Chache South Meye County ya Kisii elietariane Caroline Mausa
korwe county ya Nyamira elietara Nyariki Steven Embonde
korwa county ya Kisii elietariane Wycliffe Orenge mera na inche Dominic Onderi Nyabuto ekera yago koreta amang'ana amaya ko ritukira Jumatatu bakari tukira Jumapili
tindi kongor ko petuel machin na nyora Etorobini ya Soko TV oboroso bomogusi
mirna nabari bechinguru erikwe manyabo na wataka kuchitana nyechense Frida Kerubo Innocent Onyango Clinton Ondigi Diana Ndemo Ishmael Mogere Linet Nyambane Daniel Omwaga eke nakige kos kiamesa yamang'ana maya
korwa igaiga asamaga choje bunge nene amaneria Senate omwancho murgeri gwe Soko TV ntabe to koretera amang'ana magia buna neto wateka kurwaga iga miyobo katakati ubumuchi o Nairobi igoika igabo sore nchekuru kwa Daniel Omwaga ni yene Soko TV oboroso womugusi
mugusi omwancho murigereri niga ruete asense moya bosongo orogongo rwa Afrika agatara agasoa asense ya Kenya agasoa ase county berechi ya Kisii Kisii na Nyamira na nene monese bitunu biri twanchete korendo mugusita chete gotegera rororo obero gotara asense nkima na rero tugotore asense moya pipeline omwancho murigereri aso mugusi anyare ko bagasoa na gochaka kwerigeria asenchera ya bene korwa iga pipeline omochi o Nairobi ntobeto koretera emegano ende yonsi iri okorekana etana ino mugusi na nene monense yonsi ya Kenya eyene Soko TV elietariane ni Innocent Onyango
Nyamira na rena shauri zangwe ngararo moijana umozu batera mabwari
Murigereri bwa Soko TV oyo no moroberio gwokongoria mareko na inje mwana mboka Edwin Yang'au turabe tukumira na kira ritukurie iki guchakira chinsa 10 cha magoroba wikenseyemo ya butuko kugwakorire imirimo yawo yerituko kwabukire orosete uikaransitero ya ubwe andajita sekerugo oramburete merondo kunyagusibero ngori nari ase screen ni chingero chikoretwo na mwanambuka Edwin Yang'au ano to konyora chingero chionsi echiegita na chobenga kwa nubukano echiembegetere ndo gesongengo to ameriria
bakaliya omoto yakabwatwa obe akaliya omoto yakabwatwa amatukemerwa ngena gaika kabwatwa
tomuche gotengera emerobere yaito yogosemia na gokumenya yagokorekana kera rituko n'abariki baito beandirete chingaki chance ase eng'encho yao eyariganie ase obotengari botari n'omobwekano. Eye n'Ensoko TV oboroso bw'omugusi. Mwancho morigelia w'Ensoko TV karibu na ida se ensemo eyega ya kabere mambia bono ase ogochigo sangana boyo koligerelia ensemo ende ya kaberelia tokora tebana no gusangirirwa kwe birengera lyonga kiende twarorira serikali enene yoni serikali ya county gosekende gyonse getara korekana na boigo asensemo yende twarorire na ambale bagoche boimuka bagenda se bigambiro batebana egentunkirige itiune serikali gosomurobere no regaiga otake serikali gani tiguikirani gose serikali elia enene ne elia county lakini murobere oyega kwanyorana bakwere rana umwana inchi gosomu akiekura tarwete kerengereri kiaye iguru yo murobiri oyo gose iguru yegente kibono kiganiri kokorekana kibono kierire no nyana sebigambire bete kerokorire merobiri ya emenge sana no nyaneria yamagendere ganiri gwekeranirwa ebase chi county chaito ebase serikali nene egoche yatenena asekeria na nekina kebekire asenge inchona omwana inchi tabore tuwe anyare gakurwa ekerengereri kiaye ekerokiri umurobiri oyo origobe koretwa asemesa erineyere anyare kagwanchera no gusika gwitabirana na nere bya gose nigo nere bobe imambia bono aina to chikoligereria mambia yiga gwetera se omoroberio bwetorobini asogo chikumurekera amangana ao imambia bono ninde no muwakili umanyekaine buna mumanyi Joshua na chokwana amona emambia bona keto chako yaligeria yega asobwe memono bwatia gochakera bona gwikomwere chinsa isano ne muche bona mubaso gwetera so mutandao gwekerero Facebook rabago asensemo area ya YouTube Ensoko TV to chaka asobwa masensemo iga ya kabere kingo kwariganire terane Ishmael mogerna kirubya moe omogene ito libaga irianyare kako gukwania mambia bono akomanye na taliero entunda entangani ukomera na amonere korende nigere entunda ya gatatu ime Ensoko TV lakini asolia utamo manyeti na kirebuya agukwani akomanya sakuru katika kituko chaka asobamo emambia ya bono. Karibu sana Joshua ime Ensoko TV oboroso bwo mugusi ene entunda ya gatatu kwanya tinda akosia
mbia ene ya gatatu and nainde nagokire kobana inugaiga nagosangana ino safari ya kugendera busyo and yuko ensure that abana inchi baito wasichindu kuchema intando zeshire banyare bakomanya mangana yeri chiko asa malita momanyi Joshua kiba kondangeli mugambi ngorwa chinsemo chigare gosenya magwa asole omanya tororo that's Bobas constituency Kisii county ase ward ya Bobas Buitangare gose Bas Buitangare so njedomo wakili by profession na ende by extension ni mwana siasa batia sebono tora mangana irichiko koligiri na ki mangana a public participation ko ira ebirengero bya bana inchi as every step serikali yagokora ebe serikali ya county osebe national government osekele project yendonse cross work asekenyoro asekere important abana inchi gosabanya kinyoro abu babe involved ase a project yeyu gose asekende yonse serikali tetewete akinde maiga na okire sana asante asogontwara
Karatu cha kaso wa mohema mbibero mwancho mwaligereria namba ya mawasiliano ase ujumbe nyenge nigere notisano na ibere sano notisano na ibere isano na isatu isano na isatu isano na mamara gatano mwero beka isato ningerorire namba ya mawasiliano ase ujumbe na badano uchikonyora libaga lyo wake simi na boigo kurwa liboli lyago gose commentera asekeria orache kogani gukwanira emambia bona nigere noti isano na ibere isano na isatu isano na isatu isano na mamara gatano omwero beka isato kurwa buntu gendera kuwasiliana asobwamo wakili mumanye karatocha chake mambia bona tiatura chako ligiria na asomunu bege songa tota bana public participation eliunya rugo kwerera asobwagare na public participation ninki na boiko kolengana neli chiko na boigo nkengeseki ge katiba ya ito yo mwaka gwitilifu 2010 kegotora ekero tukwandira public participation ekero na boigo tukweboli na public participation ngento kike kolengana ne katiba yensi yetu ya Kenya.
Asante sana aseti boli ilitilia maana sana na ndilikoro sio musingi we enkwano yetu ya rero. Public participation ekeno koleta bananchi barua maoni yabo. Constitution ya 2010 yaro setugu ko kabuli bagali na kitokoleta maoni y'abantu bonsi na kitokoleta abantu bonsi pion board Kenya ngima kogere serikali ili akali alenge majimbo ya regional tienge gukera abantu bonsi but na kiwantu ndanyare ko beka abantu bonsi banyare ko ruriuki either bachora babona tuko akero kuli constitution atukone ko deba the people may elect a representative or exercise their power directly. Ainde igabwe koroki abana inchi mbabwateri iboli ryo gochora abantu baguchikuba represent koene ko reviews chiabo ose barabwa banyana bagonyara ko reviews chiabo. Ainde toko genda twaro to genda article 10 ekolosi foundation ya public participation that any state officer, any agency, any government form, any organization that wants to do any project or say anything kile ke wonvolve abana inchi wika public participation yakoru wika bananchi bale tuonse bamo baboli egente ketogo chokora more mungitagete osena kimokeroche korwa abubone kina yakoreta bananchi bonse baba involved and the constitution nyingi most articles nyingi chikoena na that public participation wikekoru no genda mpaka article 174 ile koleta constitution ekoleta the county governments the devolved units each county ekota any county government anything era akole ne bano komenta magoli echichiro wekebo eboli abananchi make sure ya bekle timely and clear communications chokoleta abananchi bonse ko boli tax yeto go komenta gochi ko affect yere ko sebtote te ko beke municipality moroche ga igasa ta kiro beke municipality ko ikaba abananchi baboli barua maoni yabo area igende kinyare korekana county government ekerekorosie budget kiko chaka kodra ekeboli abananchi budget yeto te korosi nawe gato yeroche kenda abananchi ba review balwe feedback event bigato mentire ga county assembly mbuyabire same to the national government na kikwa roche ekereto kwa na maandamano to cover way whatever nyabunge yetire ngeko nyara ka basa ndi na law because omwananchi nerekerege ntaze serikali ekero nyene bagote that muntu botame bara batanaki na muogali yo gasta yo mogochi no the law says that if abanta bange ba voice out ose ba kan regento the government or the constitution shall favor them ne abaju serikali ya linge right ba linge wrong goike voices chiabo chigu onyole ba abanta bange ba tevregente kia so the government they got the option the law does not have an option because power belongs to the people. So it has to act and bend to the will of the majority. Ego now that's a public participation, and that's now public participation engagement ya wananchi as a governance issues, as a administration issues, and as a leading the nation to any direction that the public wants. So the public participation is there to ensure that the voices of these wananchi abega won't speak yanyari kwa involved yanyari koikuekana ende banyari kurau enchireli batagete nenchireli baroche gwenerete ende enchireli baroche ase batagete kogenda eiru ende iguekane ende bwatugu
asense muyende ekero tukwaneregero ya public participation yesu mwananchi kuru ebirengereryo ekero tukolire serikali nene amana serikali yiga ye county niyo konyora serikali nene tali bintu byonsi biguchi byaka public participation asingi nchona no chore tumubunge kurwa ase ensemo yago ebinge biguchi byaka kana ase ebunge enene no konyora no tugocha twabwat kwariena na kidbeti agendrete paka yenteke yache gwetu paka na andi yache kubegu umurai wenso cha kweru bekesei no monegerwe bunge enene ekero kuligereria serikali enene nabo igase ansemo ya serikali yege nkoguse county ni okonyorana public participation mono aliase ebekero musumari gose eganire kokorekana sana of course ngokorekana nere mono lakini akero okolireria ase county chaito okonyorana a percentage yororo almost keregento aroni gebekere na ne lazima na kiora kwanire ngane gose na seki ase karokolireria ase serikali ya county nabo igase serikali enene okorana lichiko nerimo lakini nabokorana asenaro korana mabadiliko nari make ya national government iri okorekana sekerengo keuro kero korengania na sensemo ye county abu asekereke mobono arogwikebebo.
Asante sana. Ikabu kuirana na county chigechi achite ko involve that abana inchi bonse people are represented ama gendra baikere nende serikali yanyare ko baikera ase birengo biri byense ebibiko county government and to the ward and then into what now the national government ko involve the members of parliament to cholete bacha korosia machiko yense. So the reason the key component ki agreed the county government chikaba formed no ko involve abana inchi directly. Ekina kia grete county government chikaba formed na kia magendrola ikira wananchi na kio bora ikira wananchi na kia wananchi baranyale wikere serikali igochi county government chikaba formed through again total ka devolution atwatwala now devolved units igona kiere county government in the yons etara akora kende gions wikene bolwa wananchi ekito kanyora kira article 174 and koko turumbuka kwanyora kere article 196 of the constitution that any function must be done, any function that any physical planning, even if it's the CPDIs, the government itakedokora goika chini volvu omwananchi olea sensemeyu na ndetali mwananchi ndio bwense within the county government asegende kikego korekana abantu bali bausekanete bali bara affected abako bolibo nole county government kitete korosiri chikolie gweti mangana ichichiro ekaenda nchiro kichira affected batete gweti mangana yo njiro kibata gete korosi banda babuli abananji bechireyo igo chiro te korosi gwetago bachikobuli abantu banyamache na kichire rie korosi gwetago na kire bakonda specifically asa abantu betago babuli echiro te kobagachira karua maoni na barua maoni abo na kibaro chichiro itakere korosu na ndibu kosembaye tagete
okay
iko na wako republic views chiagenda chiaba assessed na members of the county assembly bate na kiaba nanchi batebete and go ike county government in a timely information that tukogete ngo chokora tole public participation telikoboka tatimambi ngo chikoini bodora bananchi go ikeba I notice na inde make sure notice yekererikero mwananchi ego ikebe either through station yegengi ya ensoko ko sechi radio station chinde and etumeke abagambi etumeke county administrators babo etumeke the area MCA go pass information ko bate itukogete ngo chokora tole igana tumira namo tusange birengeryo ekimota kete chiro ige kolekane
okay
process you county te kunyala wavat go ike kolekane nyole mu abantu bamintu morase county ndions muroje binte bimbya morase county chagusi binde imbya nyaka kolekana mubwate kerengo kyo competition na gotene nigento kende gions a county government yinega kora because your views nchi iretu muabete involved kwa sonya ba the process yeyu mwanyore the information yons that it ko getego chokolekana igabanta abu they bypass something igob no bakora bakora
okay
you have to be involved in every process on your information and the king ko irana liye bolia olia national government why in the national government it's a eco dependent igente kimota kedakora
tari vinto bionsi
if it's national security we have the national security committee eco genda specific to individuals international and the security organs yasangereri all the stakeholders abana inchi bali concerned into issues to do with the national security barua maoni yabo ba submit to the parliament of the clerk through the clerk
ose ensemeri bwa tobo kongu ose na boy bari bare tegente ke semesa
yes baharwe feedback yabo bahakorera public participation na kyote ne kiene kali naivasha those bali invited bantu bali sector yiga onyo na mangana ye budget abantu bali all the NGOs all the CBOs all the stakeholders schools institutions research institutes chilichine Johnson rororo chiko ba involved na mwananchi onde bwensi obwata maono osobwata maoni koigoro egente kita kerewetuku akoy o petition oso submit ngorochi ngakinere batebete that a system ya gure because abantu abange barura maona abo kweta finance bill. So that's what happens to the and then to bono gabuto works muno mwananchi exercise public participation yaye indirectly through elected members of parliament. Igabu no pono konyo romonto mweshimiwa ko tenote begente kigaki togochiko yeti is going to affect abantu banenkari. Now they are being constrained on this, so this issue is going to affect them this way and this way. Igakorwa maoni aba yabantu baye. Igona kibotambe tokobori naki yes you guys monetary finance. Did you consult us? As we elected you to act on our behalf. But did you consult us? Did you come to the constitution as a member of parliament? Or the type and take an go to kere amoni no nara. Okay. And especially mangana budgeting, ekaroko genda article 201 of the constitution, any budget without public participation, without aba 90 months people Kenya correct wamo is null and void. Tegane irweta. Tetagerueta wekaba 90 baboligu if this budget is okay. Any budget nebana wekaba 90 babe involved. Weka public participation yakoro. Amaoni yawa 90 tu aboligu. Arafi government yema yako decide kolosi finance bill. Emanya gwetie finance weka before finance bill atare tikwetara tax revenue binde beyond weka public participation yakoro. That even the tete weta weti amaoni no narari. Yeba. Na kimuta getabe. Ebinabi mtoto proposal mnya serikali elino tunyalo ko raise more funds mbire bya 9 gose mbire bya 9. Okay, otara cha kwandira guchime mono asigo cha kulire ebintu bya byonsi. Yes. Tigatogera sense moyende ya kabere aseto kubora nina nimugani rikora umurubiri uyoiga public participation asinge nchekero kuli uraiwensi yetu ya Kenya. Ntubwatu muraiwensi ndumukonyo enaro ntubwata abawaziri ntubwata barikibichi wizara na mabu barichi wizara ichina ntubwata bakora imirimo bandororo togo chache ntubwate chikaunti chaitu mu governor naro mu konyo naro mu senator naro tubwate mu wakilishi babangiro mu MCA tukura nabake binyureme tubwate mu Gambia tubwate mu konyo mu Gambia tubwate aba youth ebi nabayiga bon speaker okubaligereria nabantu bara serikali umu chief omatero muntu ara serikali na era nkori president yale kenyorgete bono liboli raiganda muganiri kora umurubiri uyoiga u public participation niliboli rigia because twarole marange abantu bagutumana okogera ngotakira okoleki but etakere kumanyikana iga kero monto nabwate egasi yae yeba omo youth nabwate egasi yae konyoro to ensure that ngoina na information and then also see egasi yae okuraria kwera na information which ekere chumbe ya ruru kurugoro yetera from anyale yenge for national government ekorwa se nyamangana security ekorwa se the county eko from the commander the head office the county county commander mbaka no commissioner na era sora bon the county commissioner county commissioner yalawa down to the deputy county commissioners au bale bantu bali chi district chiakale now the sub counties the sub counties were lower down to the deputies abo betri by communication to the chiefs chiefs betri assistant chiefs wenana village elders wenana saba youth abona na obali bago tabata ne barasa betana na bate ba information this and this national government kurangalia keneke kichiko kolekana au na mangana national government dogo chamangana county government information yekoru either yaru from the governors or the council of governors keroba ikaransi they were this good for account for developed units to information yerega ya chance amangana kwende ya chase governor governor yena na sechi CMC yena na sechi account administrators akona na se county secretary okoli the county administrators account administrators bana na information as deputy county administrators abo batumeka the local the stores abantu bali bachali chi MCA yeba batume ku disseminate information na kyoko rasa BCMCA ndubwate asa kanyomba kalika gachirene county obisiye county administrator nwere mali osaka bisiye ka ward administrator nwere mali ward administrator bono nero okurangilia abantu bali baina na information that tinga ketengo chokora tolege ntuke keneke yoskanite county government the government wants pinch to sangamo tolege ntegena kieko tokonya So that's how now the county governments communicate. And then amangana now a budgeting. Ayoko National Assembly in terms of machikali yako rosukuna the national government.
Yeah,
both the Senate babwate nchira bagonchukanana but for majorly work yabona oversight the counties to ensure that even the public participation ya connected state counties was fair, was timely, and all stakeholders were given time.
Nemero Rionsin ya correct korengana
nerichiko chirimna mama chiko nara kora amna kimero yota kerego gendra. A county Senate barono oversight county cha koreta boyo enega Senate, but for the National Assembly barabumbale different na bakolo sema chiko yense. I got these members of parliament ebakwa gulibaga. They utilize all the national resources, including security organs, to ensure that tinga kia public participation abasigali mbaroro, to ensure that the security merobete liko chiko reto botutu kanu wens. Alafu ya to make also the chiefs to disseminate information, to ensure that aba na kinyoruba ba manyirege program ngo chiko toko and it can get expected of them. Alafu ana that the babwate abantu babo bobis bago chiko coordinate na ki event yo chikora abantu bacha bayiguri kondo lyagenda CMC nini. So the structures to ensure that if this thing igeko kaikiaro does it concern to agenda who are the relevant officials nyana mangana ichi ministry ekoru as CS cabinet secretary ogenda somo PS. You're the chief accounting of that department or for that ministry. The obwata bantu Valencia bakoro ku the secretary administration samangana administration office alafu akatona director generals. Bako ensure that daily to day operations nko bachirerand. Alafu kuruwa bakatwala naenda bantu bandi bako supervisors wasiji deputy chairman. So the structures in every ministry on how information is to be processed and how they ought to work through that.
Okay.
In the case there is an issue that needs coordination between the relevant ministries with the county government, bakogenda ya communicate via to the county executive committee member. Oye information here you. Or you disseminate to the chief officer or disseminate to the employees because the chief officer is the supervisor of a relevant department ya a county government. Na kitutwale chief officer because of various departments chiri intertwined as a department to county. Abanya no you amaje water SCC and water and sanitation but go ska institute water SCC water and water SCC dissemination ya sanitation. One disseminate information, but communicate to the employees. Employees work on the ground, they know what to act on. Go say to the relevant stakeholders, over department municipality, go say what mna kusinto bwata kwa skonya miramba bwata yabo. Disseminate kuchale bantu aliwa macha bamanya what they are going to do in the ground. Nana mangana cooperative the same way. But the information on national government yaba coordinated to the county.
No kubwatera naso bwe.
No kubwatera na. Aendeli chiko linda lyonse lye county ndiko nyala ko how to way koseko bwa chinguru lichiko lya national government. Lichiko lya national.
Lichiko lya serikali na ndibwate chinguru mono.
Libwate chinguru ko bwa lye county government.
Lakini katiba neyemo. Egenta na kemukani ro baraka.
Neyemo bono doko lina kima chikaiga doko yabeka amo elindabe structured elindabe abe in consistency. Atwale consistency abe in line ne national laws ose lichikoli ose katiba because katiba ne representa much conspiracy.
All right. Arena yo twakwanire na nimuganiri kora umurobiri bono tigato cha so mwananchi ulioganiri kurwa ekerengero kyaye igoro yenganagete abange barenga kiende kwara igure binyoro byaito na umuntu ganiri kurwa ekerengero lyo na nulio bwate ekura nulio bwate keneka ine nimuganiri kurwa ekerengero lyo mwananchi nkeroyo mo guse nulia bwate ekura nimuganiri kurwa ekerengero lyo nabo iganyo na sensemo ye miaka
a constitution clear yego teba kero kulie constitution all citizens as long as otwaleke bande totwara as long as what is a birth certificate as long as you no Kenyore goika ne abano mwana class 3 ne abano mwana class 4 ne abano bwate kura ostobwateti no all entitled to views as long as you no Kenya ego teba the citizens shall exercise or opt you as about to make a may optional that watu make their representatives abale either MCA, either women rep, either MP, either a senator, or say the governor, bachiko represent in any leadership positions, or say bachiko in any leadership positions. But yaba bantu abansi pinyolenechi n'abakora emirimo bo mwananchi. Iye constitution teliko teba that umuntu bwate kebande goso umuntu bwate kura. Teliko specify. Ego teba muntu onde bwensi.
Na abo mwana na bakuru kerengero lenere.
Yes, ne abane chokora ne entitled koru
kerengero kia.
Kerengero bia. Ekera ole birengero bia na to chukune kinaki was in the right mental state yo koru birengero. But na entitled koru birengero bia.
Okay, asense muyende konye kerena nkero mo Kenya na abana no mwana.
Yes.
Information use abayiga bagana irikora umurubera para misuse rende ngane yesenge nchunga kene nkonyorore na ege ntunkire kikani irigweta bwangu na taline bawo kereta so mwana inchi na senge ncho bagane tiurwe kerengere kole nene nigo bakorete ngane ya so mwana inchi asenge ncho batete wikana lili chiko elinde mambi na mambi ndekere enteke gia etire te chiko bana na aro kogenda kubeke kina sekigambiro kugitanga usikukana na egentike ngia correct public participation na kibono libolirega lirendi na ki aiga soko misuse rende process ye gengima chena singe nchimanye kaine na bona abantu abanene bagocha parange digo go sento mbalia na babantu barakane bagocha rende bali abasahebu anga abana bakege batamanyeti abande bakolikirwe bintu because umuntu monene bako bwata aliga aicho litwelieta alafu aicho lili ali kama nganaye wichuri twe nambere na boy ko ire process yegenda se obwango mono
ineli boliri ya whatever because to are most issues abantu bakole bintu elinde ti process chirorekana na chiakorekanira eyera makosa manene ndo bwate case this no wakili case ngereke kia Ministry of Health versus tobacco this an institutionally at tobacco irita abantu wa Ministry of Health court ko about that yes more with public participation but public participation here was it timely, was it with the concerned individuals apa mwalenge ko boli because what the tobacco is affecting people so bakachokala public participation but yabanda mwaboleti were they the affected community
yabana
so
sema wakaleta singinchu egani wakalka na nani goikera
nitu mangana public participation yambigoro mangana ya health ekanyorekana mna bantu baboretugo balenge the affected individuals mangana baboretu kwanza taba uskaneti
mbagana ilikuwa ne kwanza
yes because they did not do it with the affected people at the timelines and even the process yenyene so from that element yo kanyena abantu bali batali affected kuboli wa maswali otaboli wa maswali ekabeke procession speak abana land void so ikoti kateba any process ya public participation ego according to your interpretation of the constitution of article 174 of article 196 that any process we can involve the affected individuals and abantu batakire gotoka in that process we can have individuals of sound mind meaning no more than 18 years and above. Omuntu through the affected locality or which cover affected with the whatever the government ought to do or whatever that plan or whatever the policies that is going to be implemented which cover affect. So to average county chinyinge chiko karampinto na to ndali nyamache rangelia basaya basinike bachi tutie process okalendo kwa public participation. No. Etakere mo communicate indi public participation.
Etariki kwanza erararwegwa.
Etariki erararwegwa. Ekerenko inki abantu bago chiko discuss. Litukeli. Information yonsipuko ikeso case kwa na inchi bayesome ba internalize bamaye gocha kurwa maoni amaona abo. Igoko ika serikali nyolege ntukyale ngase ke songo tole kusimali ko ikabato bekira seru gato understand
ba translate aso bwenge
aba translate to ikuna kinche mna mana babo minto osena mamo minto erugendo liko understand na mubekera na bangu mu interpret kinto bagaike batete ko gachagaike kerenyo babeke keneke sekaike kerenyo batete ko tonganyi because yekeneke gya kolekanira igoko ikatoa information by the time do chokola that discussion na very able to interpret mama motebye ke na igo chokola kana kere warot so if the county government yamure yabike chitali kimna next week to chokora nto you time to prepare igo that process tiketoko kenda koti oike serikali ye county one nere kwa burden of kena to burden of proof okwa gwete tena ki oruo ne kente ke kwa kwegerera na tigente ke kwa kolete ngia wati process ye yons. So bono gabu no abantu abange bakwenda court because abantu bagotakache abantu barayi abange bataka kwarakishe process balakana ya kolekanire ende mbaye koleti yani kwarakishe ibintu bwango masagam yani
bakora masaragata
kuchiabo kokera gotogoki but they fail to understand that into abantu abangaini ntoma etena nyore nto abete involved igende kikele nalanda void
lakini bado gabu torigereria ngase ensemo yama tuko gusegeka because murobiro ndo wa serikali ne bana nyoy na sesemo ya konda ya contract kere kwena nunko role na lichikondi ya restena number 1 asokora liyo so advertiser nigo gani ri advertise bona tubeke omubweka IBC ero nkora tulina nigo ba advertise gento kia korekana usina advertisement yo kumanyia abantu na ikereke gani ri korekana usine egeka kingani usine metie bere kurwabwo komanya kona ndere este bono ekitugukora amatukugete makego yo mutumuko alafu murobire koko chakani uganiri kwira amatuko usene 50 nomo usene 70 kyande jwere metie 3 twira nas public participation uchakera litukori tangani egenteke kigani rikora rigwa paka na ndo murobire uri kerogani riko korekana egekengani na ki mirobire yensi gani riko iramba kwa omwerio
egenteke tangani abananchi batakere komanya ose muntu ndibwensi chi county government chinde chons njibwatije plan yao either yama infrastructure wise, development wise, and also citizen engagement wise. Ekigego chama kiaro si a plan ili alinga se manifesto. Na kelego cha the implementation plan of the county government and they never what even the national government what implementation plan yai. And then what a strategic plan yai. Eliego cha in 5 years is what we ought to achieve. Igone begete merovel spi a plan. Ikone mate engakie gatakere kwa gache project kete gali kerenyo engakie ne entekere kwa gache gento kete egaiga naiga so igone mbara wako between timeline sijiba yana nete chire strategic plan yabo chire implementation plan yabo ina kitoko chigokora abantu abaiga tokole public participation because of them they become
chinga
kitonyora meaning kilo monto na bate 5 year strategic plan yae okay. Implementation plan yae yokolosi project egonyo ne binte tokora nyone president ekere gunchukana before even the mau summit pari yagacho abantu mbakole public participation bakaboliwe pari na kimonyeroche
eraitaiga mwanche munganyiwe
yes ntwaroche nyone pari ko ba proposed na Ivasha ya Rironi
yabana
those guys babole tuwa maono parende yonsi nkoro kiere that ekena kikita kereko this what we want to do parene chita kereko expand mutakete expanded or mutakete public participation mo kolone serikali area sata to expand because the flow of goods and services or the flow of goods and people elinde economy itinyala gukina. That's why we are doing this barabara abantu barwa maoni yabo na kibaroche in a timely process because we must be a budget na kiserikali de konyara okora gento kende yonsi ketalia se budget. That's why the finance bill is critical that every individual must be involved. Igone bintu bila set timelines. Unless there's an emergency, Turka national disasters or say emergencies that chitageti the due process chitageti process kwa wango. That's why now we use the representatives. Because tutagete disaster ya vira bandu batakere kunganyi kurwa segete. To say now that the gold that I was discovered in Nicolomani it was not in the plan of the government to ensure that by this time we'll be discovering ngochi kona dole gold ya segete
lakini yatokanire yamanyekanira asere ne na andi boyo muruwe gwikwikira ni gubono njirendete yo because serikali egoteba kerokolira under the land act egoteba that national resources like gold anything that's beneath is belongs to the national government bono ngemete na nonye nyumba yago kere iguro ye dhahabu eyo nyumba igwekerwo roro but kuikobe ko obe good time chokonganya. There's a process that in case of a disaster this is what we can do. We're evacuating the people and then we give them if the area they konyara kogiteka elincha utange problem in the future the government has to look for a place to settle these individuals na compensation error or that you guys need to be compensated because of this has affected. It was not your intention but this was what to be done.
same thing kwa kana tutebe mangana ye gold ali colonial government yote abantu yes we have discovered gold ikasama mnyete but bona nama kuli mubono bwabere automatically bwabere bwa serikali this is a national resource ke uchi benefit not only abantu by colomani but abantu wants people Kenya through the revenue yo gocha kaband through the sale of the gold or the mining again that's it kuchi kwenye serikali so abantu abo uikabaye gutime choko nganya kuikia serikali likiwa se coach ko bangani gochi and they compensate adequately kulingana ne value yo bolimo bwabo bwalengo toko menya so bolimo bwa 5 acres onganyuwe go bolimo obe compensate no monto 3 acres oikobe compensate no monto 5 acres alafu naende go something toko kama damages okay because you had no intention yo konganya oikome into extra chiko make comfortable wherever you are going because you affected either mobility wise either investment wise
all right
ya ego kirege ntonke bankire in the laws and the regulation change nana kibinto bitakere okoro again de kitokora abantu bagwa abuse the processes to anchera not able that into akote public participation to akote no le public participation ya kole to anchera utaro chinengi genda koti imukike tambokero a procession split na niku bairolere buya because Ntobwate bara ibande bale very incompetent. We have seen the two county governments check they behaving in a weird way. Bakole ibinto because bakote baroborai yobun tutobabegeto.
All right.
Yes.
Tiatora arabwatera ga bwonkwera na tori etwendera kwanira yo ase ubagurikide kemerongo hebere na isano ne mochinsa ni sano chabona mambi mensoko TV borisu mugusie kara tokonya gukwanira yo no korasi obire chiruka keigo alafu kwera na tora sesemu yende ya gatatu na yande amange.
Eye Nensoko TV uboroso bumugusi
ero tokuligereria lingana ligoteba
ensoko ya masisinia na Pastor Nixon Matara
cast tie burdens upon who the Lord ekere toko mosemerinya sai ekatonie chinchera chobo nyasaye nokonyora kulenga kia abantu banyasaye okonene awurawotebanga njena wenete kuno ikarasta ngwa wene takipi oyesa ataku
yali tukrejwa mos chinsa isano na mwishambo baso gweka chinsa isano na ibere ichambo baso
baka oje great controversy ye esegiye nene ere bakase chingoko ekabase chiombe ekababakase ese yasi burenya role kumetinga uwa
ime Nensoko TV
oje gusaba kubolinga saba kuligwa saba ditwa chikoro muruire bara byangwa chokanie
mrna nabali bechinguru erikwe manyabo na wataka kuchitana nyechense Frida Kerubo Innocent Onyango Clinton Ondigi Diana Ndemo Ishmael Mogere Linet Nyambane Daniel Omwaga eke na kige kos kiamesa yamangana majia ubugima norugendo rubwa tamange amaya namabe omusa kito Linet Nyambane niga ngaririe imena isiko ya gusi na gusanga naba yaeteire naba kuyaetera
nchekera na ibole twe undango tebiwa ndabona ibole tukinde buya ngakina kinde buya ekera na chiko ikemia kasta ngachaka ngondifero po ngoira samagoro wani kamenya gutokanga na twaliro bona wana wacha gitego
aya nime yo muroberio bw'umwenori kira ritukule Jumatano chinsa ibiri chabutuko imeya Nsoko TV oboroso bw'umugusi. Eye ne Nsoko TV oboroso bw'umugusi. Onye kubwatari iboryo obosemia gusekero kendi gyonsiguro y'emiroberi yaitu ya Nsoko TV twakeresimi ase namba 0788666663 gose tulikiriri uko email nsokotv.ke@gmail.com boigo nabugo tutarira service ite gutoka samagacho hazina towers egoroba ya gatanu narimo asumucyo munene Nairobi. Nsoko TV oboroso w'umugusi. Obutindi n'obusumbasi amate ninki kere tokore
asamariye tangoro ko munyagitari bosire koru Betami Rehabilitation Center. Betami Rehabilitation Center togotoka asegusi ensemo ya Gesonso na Nairobi ga ogoche ensemo ya Ungatarunga Xerian Road. Ime ya Betami nigo togo konya abantu bari amaruna amariogo yogotindi asariri obongo bwabo. Togo konya abantu buna umwana funzi orenge kwende university ongere gotumia amaruna amariogo yogotindi amosariri wana yaikireke wango guikaru aligo. Kwanya oroyo onde orenge kwende kanisa otigire onge yakonywa amariogo yogotindi na amaru abasari. Erio twabaretaga Betami twabarwali erinde obugima bwabo bwirane gochaso obugima bwe.
Twakirisimiese namba 0706380913. Betami Rehabilitation Center lichiburyo gukora chingatare ichiobutindu. Je, una ndoto kufanya kazi ugaibuni? Mwakala wa ALM tutakuwezesha kutimiza ndoto yako. Tunatoa ajira katika nyanja mbalimbali kwenye mataifa ya Qatar, Milki za Kiarabu, Saudia, Bahrain, bara Europa, miongoni mwa mengine.
We are legally registered by the National Employment Authorities and we are licensed to do manpower recruitment for different countries. Currently we are reaching companies in UAE, in Qatar, Russia, and we are hoping to enlarge our boundaries.
Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kwa nambari 0721151500 au 0729690571 au unaweza kutembelea katika ofisi zetu zilizopo jijini Nairobi katika jumba la Delta House, orofa ya pili, chumba nambari 204 katika barabara ya University Way.
Tupigie simu utimize ndoto yako ya ng'ambo. Karibuni sana.
Eye ne Nsoko TV oboroso bw'umugusi.
Karibu raindo mwanchu mwirire mambi abono emeronge 34 guri chinsa isaro cheboro mambi Nsoko TV ure sumo gusia sense muyende ya gatatu aso kunya ukwanira humurubiri uri umanyekaira aso murubige songo public participation na bwe korige lyobo korari which county ito emambi ya bono iga karibu na inde karukeria nko tukoendra ukwanira yega numu wakili ite mambi ya bono mumanyi Joshua asense muyende wakili aliasetwa tigera ntubwate ensemo yende tukurata na chinchira chiria chiganiro gutumekwa asugwikira no murobiri go public participation na rero iga twikire ne chinga chiri tugwato enchira yekerero ngemereti na no chikwereraga bwasu bwagarina ine ase katiba ya itungwa nchirere na naboko nyara kurekerengere kya gwithira se enchira yekerero ntubwati baraza na bintu bide ine nchira kichiri cyanchire ne katiba ya ito abwase buno mwana nchi aga niri kurekerengere likyae guse kwene kina nere ko bari participant ase umurobiri oyo iga.
Asante sana. A constitution ite kwena na jinchira chiko teba that the processes chitakere kwa expeditious, chibe adequate, and chibe inclusive. Ego ekero the pillars of inclusivity, transparency, and expeditions, like process here bwango process ye kwala kero monto e process wanjira kero monto arwa maoni ai etarigusie kero monto ndevensi egona tutumeka Facebook as a process as long as etarigo tanga monto ndevensi goto participate ne ancheire igona kyokora chi twarorire chi county government nyinge chiko tebya abantu either submit emails, this a link mogo weke document ino osemo tuma your petition osemo ko your views, this a link, this WhatsApp group for you to put your information, your views kali, and again to extend that call even virtual engagements either via Zoom, via Google Meet, or via Teams, as long as ukero mwananchi alebo ko participate na wano mwanginolio lenkali as long as alebo ko participate na kaduda ya yaswa Teams meeting the process here pia as long as eko accommodate kero monto igonya la kaduda ya okay kwa swaga ali kero monto soire eta secret monto. That's the process I consider to be fair. They are considered to be adequate as long as everybody participated. But twekira singa ki to digital that ntura tuara chisimi twensi chisimi to what the injiri tari access some other issues kero tumeka iPhone there's a difference way iOS ya tari ku allow or download some Android apps and chi app injiri tari ku accommodate tumonto what iPhone and abantu mbali babwato bosimu boli bosinto kura tumeka kabambe tutali kunya go download conditions unless you the simi telime it's tari kutakelime. So unless to actually a way that e accommodate kero monto digitally it can able, so that's why county government church to an extent that those waliba hata geto to attend physical litukulineri waliba virtual muta geto to attend mokutano virtually mo submit you and if you have time a link ye gasamo cho submit and litukulineri gato cho karamanga naye abande ba colleague to carry only some that you are in a hall chi machine chi abeku wali bago participate batayo kenyoro lakini batagete kurwa maoni yabo screen yabo baba projected ba login baba projected barwa maoni yabo na wali ground ma content aniko barwa batina baroma maoni yabo bono kurwa buya capture kero monzo those who bali bale ngoro na bali batale ngoro some counties chakorere boygo but there are some counties chitanya ku embrace technology nyakwala abantu batome email nogenda chi website yabo chikoanga because mbatageti bantu participate county ntanga ni what binde byo speak county telikuara abantu participate timaiti obo banomboro babwate okosene nchira bakole mtu byabo but it's a very bad that we are county egote that we like innovation but at the same time there's no progress we are making
bare tutigerete gari analog
another county is Nyamira actually bantu atakele go pull up their socks tunalizura ya uskama to embrace technology that nyona abantu bali batali yororokisi banyara ko participate barwa maoni yabo tonyara ko guide tali kwenda kwagora abangi na bon speak kwa bachibesa babache ba mama ba minto na batata ba minto ichindu cha minto kwa ba 200 kweti public participation egento kego chikoba umiza nolio kugopinga kwa motomera chindu kuchiamu abo church ko mwaka. So what kind of governance is that? That's not public participation kono ko rabantu. So they start also that narrative. So kuonelia bantu bwoba na kubagora linde barwa maono ahago okomonta maono atiko ya kwanare
asense mwende ekera tukwanira ase chinchira chiekerero lero iga nabona so mutandao wekerero nabona Facebook, Instagram, Twitter na mono tutenera nkoro igoche atume kwa mono konyora gentungire konyara kibekira form getaria ko click igemereti na kwa ruse ne kure yago gose wanchira lero gose wakanire lakini ntubwate bari bakorwa na bloggers okonyora na usuru mwana siasa gete
babwate chi umuntu no abwate chi blogger chi akonyora umuntu oyomo arost chi account usire chi Facebook mutandao o Facebook ose Instagram abwa chi account nyone 20 gemere tina chi account echigamero ngebere na chichiringa kiendo konyorana na chibagutumeka konya na comment section okonyora into nyone kyari ngekia ero konyorana ningo bakonya ukane kebe kogenda kwenda na ki abantu bangabona bayiga na ki serikali ra ene ki ebe ye county ebe serikali ene kira ene kina ebe ngali biri korwegwa na ibuna Joshua kwarwa kolede tali na Joshua no yo lakini ubwachi account chinde emeronge 3 na inde na rugo kirani echi abona tuko twabarukana na bloggers
erine liboli rigia because that's what actually to bwate genda tokoroka abantu bobwato obwene bwabo boko to exercise their rights, freedom of expression, right to information, and also just to participate whatever the way you want. You can have as many accounts as you want. You can manipulate your own results as long as they are not in considered issue to do with the national security or interfering within government process or the national process. Kero mondako beke sabe ya emna chi politicians bagose emna bloggers or social media influencers bako beka bloggers we boost we akara chikura chinyinge mna batagete. Nobody has an issue with that. The only issue that we have is that if it was the public participation, those guys who are conducting this public participation, this legal public participation, what were the processes? What were the foundations chiabegetunse to ensure that a process yego chukwa abantu libaga ba exercise a process transparent, era accountable and inclusive. Sai that mondo taligo chuwaka chikura ibere. Nyole ninje mumanyi Joshua naru ama onane akwanda mnaliono elimu.
Yabon.
Olionde nerolu eyaye. Yagenda mna Ishmael. Oyonde nerolu yagenda na ere. Independent. So it's upon the relevant stakeholders about your conduct taking Kenya baamule go to make the digital all electronic processes to ensure that this electronic process, even the devices and the systems used, they are going to allow a credible process of individuality, that one person, one voice. One person, one opinion. Kwa bekali yabanaye na bantu nalitukuna konyora an harmonized igento tokoroka igento kero original kibwate a voice decent na nikibwate supporters of the same kere open bale bako decent wate hando target bale bako teba we champion for that. We are proponents of that issue, we are decent of that issue. So go kapanta bene ke process hiyo unless ne yago otagete go yakara chikura mondo to yobata issue na hiyo bajana ne serikali go ikati process chibeko na kiyo taranyo county chinyinge nchira embrace that. The only process yekora embrace that issues, and we have been having the same issues ne yekoro ko the IBC, the transmission of results. Tulikuwa wake kura yabo yaba transmitted. Though we have been also been questioning because there have been cases that this process has also been mad. So we have not progressed. If we would have progressed as a country, we would have seen also improvement in the digital systems, like in our election body, the IBC. To implement the same. But we have not been able to find a system that cannot be manipulated to allow more individuals to vote.
All right.
So we are still working the systems in Chile. We have not, there are systems, but we have not found as a government a system that will allow that. As a government, this government has not found a system that will allow that.
Akero keria tugos como tu asense moyende tiato so barase ense meria eno mwakili na boigo ngocha muri mwa prepare case chike bonto so ase engane eri bono gwikira bora tukukwana uino ro muchanda omonene ori meyense ali ase twachakira na ebina birase bigambiro byaito osinginche public participation nganchire ntumike muntu buna okiwa mtata umwe senator obusia kinga kichinyinge ebina ebinge karo koligereria buna ero bekire binge sana asinginche nseme ya public participation tubate chi group go sebyo mebere bya human rights chi activist and all that no nyina bana siasa na barai gwikira bodi bora tukukwana umuchanda omonene tubwate n'oruryoyo kera tukwanire ngani yiga ya public participation whereby gwikira bona yiga
kerekemo imense to ya Kenya una kiale tuga una kiko chugwetu wa sebunge bano murai bwense ebenkeringe nyona se county ebi nabira ase bigambiro nigo bire binge mono ebi nebiga nigo bire asenchira ere yekene ne yekene public participation ya korekanete gose na asengench ose public participation nige kare gotumekwa unenchira yemo yokwerigeria umarufu asengench otagetana ko yandra kwemanyikani na norororo na kuachire kwa mirege gentu geta asengench getengia kare public participation gose ekene public participation yiga ya korekanete gose siasa paka gentu kiria ya kore public participation na kere yekene ehiganiro ko nyumwana inchi lakini kwanyorana giachire asekegambiro gia tinaniwe asengincho kero ebi nebinge kerekamo wikonyo arena public participation engane ni gangandra tokore kana sebigambira asenchirere yakene gosino kwirira umarufu nabo igo siasa ya imense ya Kenya
ene ribodi tigia monto kero kugenda koti toluchikwirira umarufu kondewensi gose monto ndebwense kugenda koti na watekerengo gikomwera koti because koti ekereko lige the documents na lige most cases share in court with the individual that you have mentioned the senator for Busia Okiya Omtata. Most cases sa perga kwera court, majority of the cases ekene court ya bereke go side nera that indeed the process is chakore kaneto nchi akot the due diligence was the processes were mad in some way. Why? Because there's some processes that were omitted. All these processes, the way they were done, they were not inconsistent or they were not consistent with the laid all as the law mandates them to be processed. Yes, you said you wanted to do a public participation or a communication, but who was the target audience? How was that? Okay, yes, you did timely communications. You had the target audience. Bagaikira na bonspi. Abanyakenya robali ibes kwa kaltemo wale tokoro mkutano bagachana na bonspi. But rilio koromo libaga asene ko voice their issues. Njia beta captured bia. There is no data to show that abantu ba attended na barute voices bana barute maona ye. So you can do the process, but you omit something small. Which will affect the entire process. Especially ekero italigo capture the key elements. Tolere mpaka chikaunti ka chigweti mpaka makonde binyoro kutangaza nga kete ndobwato mukutano this and this into 20 spitu sanga to sangamo. But tinga kiliyo go sanga kwanyoro nyona abantu barwanira mukutano tokolekanete. So what did you collect? So meaning there was no public participation. So even now we are talking about an issue where the government is signing a deal on our medical records with the government of the US government. But were the public involved? Was there public participation? Yes, you want to share our data, but were these concerned citizens involved through either their representatives or through the relevant stakeholders in the health sector? Or these guys who are signing the advisors, what was their take? Because we have to know that advisor Fulani to the president on the issues with the health, this was the comments. This was the advisory in writing to the president regarding the deal or the stakeholders. This is what the ministry said regarding the our agreement, the bilateral agreement with the government of USA or the president before the agreement was signed. And this was the feedback from the US government in terms of the negotiations. This is the process that they took. So we have to know, we have to get that information. You cannot give out my ID credentials na sijakwambia peana hizo vitu.
Yeah.
Kwa hiyo mtu amekomba namba yangu ya simu ushampatia. Did I tell you to give that individual my number?
Ineli mochali na sana.
Yes.
Toka nilikuwa nana.
Tutakiri. The same way toko tena ki. Yes, you want to share the data. But how safe as our data as Kenyans? Were we consulted? Or were the relevant institutions or stakeholders
babete involved? Bakabwata ni wanenga niyo.
Yes. We may not be involved directly, but those individuals who entrusted with the medical records, the hospitals, who in return gave that for information to the national government through the Ministry of Health, were they consulted? Because for us, we consented to share the information with the hospitals. Because we were sick, we signed the form, we consented, they stored our information for record keeping, and maybe in future when we have issues, they can be able to refer to our medical records.
Yeah,
we entrusted that information with them, and in return, They also entrusted with the Ministry of Health
Yeah.
to store information for national security purposes and for the planning of the government on issues to do with health, either in terms of drug storage, in terms of research and other issues. But how these other elements were they consulted?
Okay.
Was their consent sought after? So you cannot claim that you are sharing, you are signing agreements without engaging the relevant stakeholders, the relevant individuals, the affected individuals when you are sharing the information. Same thing to the county government. You cannot claim to have done a due process of public engagement or public participation without consulting the affected individuals, after consulting them, without taking the necessary steps of taking in their feedback.
All right.
This the feedback will say what and no. So you cannot go and say that they said no, but you are progressing with yes. To konya rogora ba konya bate no.
Okay.
Yaina ki majority yako te. Konya majority no.
All right.
So that's what we want. That's na ito kona ki feedback keri korwe guna wananchi abange tiga. Kenda nya bate yes tikatoka kache tundubali yo nende kero mondo te yes no mondo affected no mondo mind kana no mondo what a sound mind. Tali bantu bachita ko yugata maitendo kenda tsaka kwana ba comment tigegenda we. But when you are back kanete tigabade kenda we batageti. Igenteki ngabatageti. So that's why nyanyombo ko buli mwana yange ko kolonenge. Ote ya tata ntagete ntoke?
Ntaketongolere.
Ntakete doli njitati yanga. Kwa gora boygo. You cannot say that na yora mumenya kina ko le doli na comment ne yanga.
Okay. Asoko kolera chidaika chetu gabundo chena. Iko totie chidaika ibere choka na bongo tewa ni director yane. Asidaika chiga ibere napotokote mugochi bagaso bwango mona eri chukuru engana yago yo mwerio ntubwate engana yo mwere kurukwe budget because the public participation ebirenge levians process yengi omurobiro mekurumu chakara bako mwario nugati chibesa togocha ko yokora busala kiri abange na robwan mwase banasese bari bagote bana especially at county yetu jeke bona sena ni wokere ke mu bagate bate tokora public participation uni nchireyamo chibesa chisokere ebategete barete public participation gose yanchwe iguraria kerba retro mu rubiro ya baba boli pakinye ntukiri mu ruchene kigane kya maiso kya ose kya ganirwo korekana iga through this process uso mu rubiro yo ebesa nere yasokere konye public participation yagani kwiro sini million yamo mbama itaki bago cha bakore shilingi chilifu 200 chitume kuchoka ekigamia 8 ebese ya soire ase umubuko bw'omuntu gemiretira obokurumi bwa chakire ngokorekana wetrase umurobiri oyoiga ase dakika eye mogeka keri tugukorera kuroma yuchi kurwe ngana yago yo mwerio kwandira ngensemo ye budget osebe segaleri gotume kwase gukora public participation na kitu gani irikora gukura senseme yo ebe serikali ye county.
The key issue number 1 gitakere tokuligelia, why do we do public participation? To give legitimacy, legitimacy to any cause or to any discussion, to show that the individuals were involved and it's a popular opinion. Number 2, for accountability, to show that the leaders who were involved, they were accountable for the actions, and those who the affected individuals or the participants during the public participation, they are accountable for their actions and for what they demanded and for their feedback that they give to the government, depending on the policies or on whatever implementation that was, depending on the subject matter for that public participation. Number 3 is to show that all the due processes and the inclusivity of the people was done. There was inclusive. There was governance of the people. They were involved in that governance processes. So now we come to in ensuring that all things have been done. The money must be spent. Money must be spent. Now the key element comes accountability. Yes. Yes. Where did you use the money? Was it via the communication channels? Was it via the secure hall? Was it via the public address systems? Or was it by ensuring that all the systems, including the electronic code device systems that were used, to ensure that the public participation process was done in accordance with the laws and was all inclusive. All right. So namotumeka chibesa wikamoro get the budgeting of this money.
Na ndio senchi atumeke tobia.
This money, where did it go? This money procured the sound systems. This money, indeed there's a receipt for that. It ensured that we have secured the venue if we didn't have a public venue.
All right.
And This is the money that we use to ensure that we have set up, for those who will not be participating in that area, they will set up a system so that they can participate either from wherever they are. And this, the money was spent on logistics, ensuring that there was clear communication through either via radio stations, TV stations, or whatever social media channel that was used. Okay. Is the money. Now that's where the Auditor General comes in ensuring that every penny that was spent in the right course of ensuring that there was public participation. That's why you see the Auditor General is so tough on the county government. Yes, this is what was done. Yes, to ensure that the money that was spent for these processes was indeed budgeted and spent on the right course. Right. So that's why to go to our interview. Okay. Miamano mwancho morigeria soko chore soko TV boroso bwo mugusi chisa chaito wakili chaelire ngakena ne keroto anyoribaga ni matena nseme nturaye kwanere mona sobwa gari lakini ngakena ne ntonyore ribaga chise kunde merongebere choka kamera yago neye namba ibire engana yago yo mwere kerokeria tugokorera nande imetera no murayore kerukyo kyo basene tankurira se county ya Kisii lakini ngakene ntuzo kwanira yo ayabwatikaine na mangana siasa no nyana kyabasa mugenderete kwebanga kamera yago ne namba ibire ngana yago yo mweyo asogokorera abantu baminto andonsi asimwabeta nche ngobasaba ikerukyo ngobolinde kerukyo bo senator because that chikobeka county chito ase chinjira chindonge through oversight na ensure that amangana ndonsi akoleka na county chito ngoya morikatole naende ngoto konyale taliko umisa bana inchi nerule mno musayo moke na boleti obo kerokyo obo speaker Kisii County Assembly mogante tinda sana batina etika kena nebangiro bya na isanide so ngochi kontora mole mno senator ino kam 2027 ondegeti malita mumanyi Joshua goruchinse mo chigare nyamagwa bobasi. Okay. Asante sana bati moligiria kwa garanje goru basi bati ndigere no monto ko chiko chenchi county ito tutwara magandra mai tutwara better leadership of oversight and representation yo accommodate abantu bonse na ndeno mokonde abangonyara ko mnyoka. Asante. Okay mbie mano mwancho moligiria soko TV boroso bwo mugusi ko ruchinsenye gweka chinse chiga isano ne mochi abono mubaso ankyo chinsa une chiarero inya gweka chinse isano ne mona chiko gomerana ari tugandira ko molekera amangana au mirimo Etorobini no kumurekera iritirane Ishmael Mogere twaro mubasumya nabo igo gendera gotengere mirobirende yatigere ensoko TV ase litukeriga lyarera wekeria nkyo.